Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the news. I am Suzanne Nongspong, bringing to you the headlines first. Meghalaya reinforces commitment to organic farming at International Women Farmers Conference. AITC Meghalaya welcomes proposal to involve traditional institutions in electoral roll revision. BJP Meghalaya constitutes first full-fledged Mandal committee in Muharram constituency. And Shillong observes Muharram with peaceful processions and religious devotion. Now the news in detail, and first the local news. Meghalaya is hosting a two-day international conference on women farmers and sustainable organic agriculture in Shillong to mark the International Year of the Woman Farmer. The conference was inaugurated by Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma, who also launched Phase 2 of the Meghalaya State Organic Mission 2024-28 and inaugurated an exhibition of organic products from Meghalaya and the Northeast. The event has brought together over 400 participants, including women farmers, policy makers and delegates from 10 countries, to promote sustainable organic farming, knowledge sharing and women's empowerment in agriculture.
And now may I request Ms. Bernadette for Phase 2, the Meghalaya State Organic Mission. A big hand clap, please.
Event with the youth, young farmers. But what makes things more special, especially when you connect farming and the aspect of sustainability and organic farming to our matrilineal system, you actually end up unlocking something really magical. And you will understand this when you go, or if you go to the farms. Because our women are the custodians of our land. When they grow something on that farm, there is a certain level of pride, a certain level of ownership, a level of passion that you can't experience or cannot explain just in terms of words. You can only see it in their eyes. It's because whatever they do, they realize that this is mine. That ownership that they have and the emotion you will see in their eyes when they are planting is the sustainability that we're talking about.
AITC Meghalaya President Charles Pungrobe has welcomed the proposal to involve traditional institutions in the Special Intensive Revision SIR of electoral rolls. Speaking to reporters, Pungrobe said Rangbashnongs, Dolois and Nokmas can play an important role in identifying doubtful voters during door-to-door verification. He also called for accountability if illegal immigrants are found to have obtained valid Indian documents, while stating that Meghalaya's demographic situation is different from West Bengal and easier to monitor.
Traditional institutions ki balalong kiradan naru ki orang lain dah. Kita bahai ke reti ke dustur ke rukom sensal kadari ke senong katau, yerom ko him lom ko waka. Ti kita bah, ti lata film sim ya lad pun include ye ki ha discussion. Namong sim ye ka ebo bawa mo ki bodai na bawa lain. Ini kan mentohi ya ka government. Election department but identify SIR. Kamti bagi sama senang ki dolai ki rasada senang ki nokma ki kamti bagi ki.
TMC MLA from Nongthamai Charles Pungrop has said development should reach the people irrespective of political affiliation. Speaking to reporters, Pungrop said there is no objection to development works being facilitated by aspiring candidates or government officials provided people benefit. However, he stressed that Dorbashnongs and Rangbashnongs should route development proposals through elected MLAs, adding that basic services such as roads, drinking water and healthcare must be provided fairly without political discrimination.
Basic amenities, roads, electricity, water, kini medical facilities, kini pimla pun prioritize the neighbor omba organ aitang shata sikiwi ganumai pimla. Development has to come. Dada kan come. Udah MLA untuk bersih. Lani orang basnau, saudara basnau untuk kejing dan kam juga basnau. Lembah MLA. Dada kiai like no MLA. Kalong very I would say very not a good trend. Because for me it is people should get the benefit. Dada kiai no MLA no aspirant no officer, I don't care. Toma, senang sulo. Abangipan kum ay.
The BJP Meghalaya today constituted its first full-fledged Mandal committee in the Meghalaya Assembly constituency as part of its drive to strengthen the party's grassroots organisation. Party spokesperson M. Kharkrang said the BJP is focused on building public confidence and expanding its organisational base before targeting electoral success. The newly formed Mandal was inducted at the BJP state office in the presence of State President Rickman G. Momin, MLAs Sanbor Shilai and Alexander Lalu Hek, along with other senior party leaders.
Pagi berai kat ni ngilai don bat ngilai slot ngilai keren bat khadu ai mentasi kalau men ngilai formally ban form mekanika mandal pemulai kebai ba sensyar ila long president bagi vice president jungi ba teni bat ngi community ba nang ni sekhmat ni kemandal jungi badan pemulai ke 3 kajingi song kajingi si perlok banyak perkat seni ba bat hakabakut ni sim karai badai limba juga ni parti kabangila ban yo bat kepala ban yarap nak bentar ki bedok ki besok apa asnang mula ka jongi de ngingi skam ba kani ka senjam ka bang ngingi sementa amdai bang isulong kerki lan yang isu tur rumah ikan rup rumah kani ka parti anda yang ada perkat ba pusan ba badai halo kata kan nongrem ka bang isami syakmat akan dikasih ban perskam ni kum kita kini.
With the 2028 Meghalaya Assembly election in focus, the BJP today inaugurated its West Shillong party office at Mauba to strengthen its grassroots organisation. The inauguration comes days after former NPP leader Mohendro Rapsang joined the BJP. Senior leaders including MLA A.L. Hek and party spokesperson M. Kharkrang urged party workers to expand the organisation and express confidence of winning the West Shillong seat in 2028.
Why I want to request the Mandal to have an office. I told them I have one office. Take this office and open it. Let me run this office so that we'll have a Mandal office so that you can operate properly from one office, which is very much needed for nowadays.
I'm so happy today that we have been able to inaugurate. And coincidentally, I cannot say whether it's coincidentally or whether it's a blessing, but एक दो दिन लंग ज्वाइन करने के बाद में ये ऑफिस खोला है, तो it's a good sign for this constituency. ये बहुत अच्छा sign है ये constituency के बारे में.
Muharram was observed with devotion and solemnity across Shillong today, with devotees taking part in peaceful processions to commemorate the martyrdom of Imam Hussein and his companions at the Battle of Karbala. In Mauba, the procession began at Mahavira Park and concluded at the Mauba Muslim graveyard after passing through several parts of the city. Muharram is observed every year to honor the values of sacrifice, justice and righteousness. The Election Commission of India's Special Intensive Revision, or the SIR 2026, of the electoral roll is underway in the Klariat and Sutanga Saipung Assembly constituencies of East Jaintia Hills. East Jaintia Hills Additional Deputy Commissioner A. Nombri said the field verification phase will begin on June 30th, during which booth-level officers will visit every household to distribute and collect enumeration forms. Voters have been urged to keep their identity documents ready and cooperate with officials to ensure an accurate and transparent electoral roll.
Kabenta ka bokong santam ha kani ka special intensive revision kadai ka jingrung yeng jong ki BLO haman pakawai ka tliye hapo kini ki artli ki assembly constituency ya katarik rung yeng da ki BLO labu nadu ka lai phau tarik ubanai bon riu arajar arpun riu bat kan kut ha ka arpun dai tarik ubanai Julai arajar arpun riu kata kebomot bagi BLOs dan kibut level officers kinjo alat kumbashi banai bandrung haman kawai pakawai kiye.
As part of the nationwide Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, the District Social Welfare Officer Klariat organized an awareness program today to mark the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. The program, held at Sacred Heart Secondary School, Bindihati, aimed to educate students on the dangers of drug abuse and promote a healthy drug-free lifestyle. The Life Care Foundation Rehabilitation and Counseling Center organized a street play at Maukarwat Market to mark the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. The program featured a skit by youths from the Evangelical Union Maukarwat Zone, highlighting the dangers of drug abuse. Outreach worker Rikal Marangar, a recovering drug addict, also shared his personal journey and urged young people to stay away from drugs and lead healthy, addiction-free lives.
Nama kata kakutor lomba jangan ke janmik nak bentajong ki bompat no kajing kentu tolong sebab ong yung drugs. Wat don ni kata mensim bau bangan kare ngan ketangan ma bangan susu ulong bakumno henrei ong nama ulong utau prui uban bamdu ya kalau ying long sem ke jopi ya kalau ke jingim ke jopi bat ya kadong katai hi barang tuwe yo le si donro na pedeng ki slow lomba jangan ke janmik ke pementa ki bala hap ha ketum kene apot Wadu jingkermen kadon kala kapu play udang penim ya nga ubah laju yak teng ya kapum kata kalenti un penim ya piru un peti kalat kalenti na kabentajo piru bapilong kajing mentoy na bentaki wefa.
The International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking was observed at the Rongram Horti Hub Multi-Facility Center in West Garo Hills under the theme Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan Viksit Bharat Ki Pehchan. The program featured awareness talks by officials from the health, police and legal departments, along with a skit on the harmful effects of drug abuse. Addressing the gathering, Chisel R. Marak, the BDO in charge of Rongram CNRD block, urged young people to stay away from drugs and stressed the need for collective efforts to build a drug-free society. Moving ahead to the regional news. On the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, Dibrugarh police destroyed drugs worth around 1.4 crore rupees in the international market after obtaining court approval. The seized contraband included 271 grams of brown sugar and 77 kilograms of marijuana confiscated over the past 9 months. Police said 67 drug-related cases were registered during the period, leading to the arrests of 112 accused. They also appealed to the public, especially students, to help combat drug abuse by reporting any drug-related activities. Marking the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, the Manipur police organized a bike rally on Friday to promote a drug-free society. The rally, organized by the Superintendent of Police, Narcotics Affairs of Border Manipur Police, aimed to spread awareness about the dangers of drug abuse and encourage public participation in building a healthy and drug-free Manipur. Marking the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, Nagaland Police organized a 5-kilometer awareness run under the theme One Run, One Voice, a Drug-Free Nagaland. Speaking to the media, Nagaland DGP Rupin Sharma said the fight against drugs requires collective public support. He also announced that Northeast states are finalizing a joint anti-narcotics strategy to strengthen action against cross-border drug trafficking. The DGP urged people, especially the youth, to stay away from drugs and support efforts to build a drug-free Nagaland.
All the DGPs of Northeast states and the anti-narcotic task force heads of the Northeast states, we have come together. We are trying to develop a common concerted strategy for checking drug trafficking. So which means anyone who is bringing drugs from say Mizoram or Manipur to Nagaland will now not be able to escape anywhere in Nagaland or in Assam or West Bengal. Similarly, those who are trying to procure drugs in Assam or Nagaland or rest of the country from traffickers in Manipur or Nagaland, they will be under a better scanner of the police and law enforcement agencies in the future. So this strategy will hopefully take the shape in the next say 10 days or so.
Now for the national news. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has called for a united fight against drug abuse, saying the menace threatens national security and the future of the country's youth. Addressing the 10th Apex level meeting of the NCORD in New Delhi, Shah said the government has significantly intensified its anti-narcotics drive, with synthetic drug seizures increasing sharply since 2014. He also urged states to strengthen coordination and make greater use of technology by promptly uploading drug-related case details to the Narcotics Control Bureau's online portals to improve monitoring and enforcement.
के माध्यम से हमने भगौड़ों को वापस लाने का एक अभियान शुरू किया है। लगभग 1.5 साल हुआ, बहुत अच्छी सफलता मिली है। एनसीबी तो ये काम कर ही रही है, मगर मेरी राज्य सरकारों को भी अनुरोध है कि जो आपके यहाँ ड्रग का या गैंगस्टर का काम करने वाले लोग विदेश में छिप कर बैठे हैं, उनके खिलाफ रेड कोऑर्डिनेट नोटिस जारी करना, सीबीआई के तंत्र का उपयोग करना और फिर एजेंसियों को कहकर उनको वापस लाने की प्रक्रिया करना। इस दिशा में हमने एक अलग तंत्र हर राज्य ने विकसित करना पड़ेगा डीजीपी ऑफिस के अंदर, तभी जाकर वो विदेश से जो कार्टेल चला रहे हैं वो आए।
Moving ahead to the international news. India has joined 34 other countries in signing a US-led initiative to build trusted and resilient supply chains for artificial intelligence technologies at the second PAX Silica Summit in Washington. Indian delegation held discussions on cooperation in AI, semiconductors and resilient technology supply chains. U.S. Under-Secretary of State for Economic Affairs Jacob Hellberg described the India-U.S. partnership as one of the most consequential of the 21st century and reaffirmed support for closer collaboration in emerging technologies.
There is a resilience that needs to be built in the global economy in this space, especially in the technology space, by having a diversification of supply chains, by making sure that we are not over-dependent on any one geography or any one source of supply for anything that we may need in the technology space. I think there was an acknowledgement of that, and there was a recognition that India needs to play a much bigger role in the global supply chain. And
rescue operations in Venezuela are continuing as authorities and international aid agencies race to assist survivors and search for people trapped under the rubble after two powerful earthquakes measuring 7.2 and 7.5 struck Venezuela on June 24th, just 40 seconds apart, leaving at least 235 people dead and more than 4,300 injured. The coastal state of La Gura has suffered the worst damage, with buildings collapsing and critical infrastructure destroyed. Power and communication networks have been disrupted, while operations at Simon Bolivar International Airport have been suspended. Now for the sports news. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma says the upcoming football fan park will combine the state's passion for football and music to create a unique FIFA World Cup experience. The Chief Minister said the fan park will give football fans a vibrant venue to watch World Cup matches while also providing local musicians with a platform to perform. He added that the initiative will promote football, support the music industry and generate livelihood opportunities for performers, vendors and others associated with the event.
Football is something that people are passionate about, and music also is something that our people are passionate about. What better way than to bring these two passions together and to really promote football, to give an opportunity for the youngsters to experience the World Cup in a most live and a lively manner as possible, and also to promote our music artists and give them an opportunity to perform in front of our youngsters. So an event like this in the World Football Cup, which happens every 4 years, this is maybe one of the best ways for us to promote football, promote music, create livelihood, as well as give the fans and the people a great experience of the football and the World Cup.
A 5-kilometer marathon was organized in Mairang today as part of the anti-drug awareness campaign to encourage young people to lead healthy and drug-free lives. The run, organized by the Office of the Superintendent of Police, East and West Khasi Hills, started from the Deputy Commissioner's office at Mausawa and concluded at the same venue after passing through Lom Sok Klor and Pindeng Umyong. Senior police officials and local youths participated in the event. Certificates were later distributed to all participants to encourage fitness and strengthen the message of a drug-free society. Cheers erupted at a sports bar in Shanghai as Chinese football fans celebrated Japan's goal against Sweden in the World Cup despite ongoing political tensions between the two countries. Many supporters said sports should be kept separate from politics and welcomed Japan's success as a boost for Asian football. However, some residents said historical grievances continue to influence public opinion, highlighting the mixed reactions among Chinese fans.
It's very awkward because as a Chinese, there is no chance for us to see our national team play a World Cup. So it's better to see more similar faces like us on televisions, on media. So.
The weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. The minimum temperature was recorded at 24 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 33 degrees Celsius with relative humidity 73%, and rainfall was recorded at 3.3 millimeter. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 27 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 82% and rainfall 9.7 millimeter. Meanwhile, in July, the minimum temperature was recorded at 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 27 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 78% and rainfall 7.3 millimeter. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong in July says rain with thunderstorm likely to occur at many places. And now, before we end the news, the headlines once again. Meghalaya reinforces commitment to organic farming at International Women Farmers Conference. AITC Meghalaya welcomes proposal to involve traditional institutions in electoral roll revision. BJP Meghalaya constitutes first full-fledged Mandal committee in Maulai constituency. And Shillong observes Muharram with peaceful processions and religious devotion. Well, viewers, with that we have come to the end of the news. Until we meet again tomorrow at 9 a.m. on our breakfast news for more news updates. Until then, thank you for watching and good night.